modern day music, the R&B girls have been reduced down to the practice of sex sells for record sales. So let's examine this sudden shift from singing love ballads to exposing hotels. Let's discuss. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Let's talk about R&B and debauchery. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Beasley here. I hope you all are staying cool, calm, and collected out there. So you guys, I wanted to talk about a topic that's been on my mind for quite some time, and it is the sheer fact that the R&B girls are trying to stand within the rap line. Y'all, let's talk about the word balance. The word of today is balance. You know, back in the day in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, hell, even the 2010s, black female artists for the most part were all balanced. Like, everybody brought their own ingredient to the musical plot. Now today, in modern day, every single girl has the same ingredient on display. Like, everybody has the same ingredient, the same process, the same recipe, you name it. Everybody is all the same. Everybody is just exactly the same. And now we're living in a day and age where the R&B girls are trying to get up in the rap lane. Back in the day, we had a Little Kim and a Foxy Brown who was different from Queen Latifah and MC Lyte. We had the Brat who was also different from everybody. And then when it comes to the R&B girls, they mirrored the rap girls, but they had their own spin on things. Like, the R&B girls were always seen as more classy, you know, singing about like love, heartache, heartbreak, and also sometimes good times. Like, there was like a lot of R&B girls, but for the most part, most of them were all different from each other. Like, for example, we had the Aaliyah, who was different from Brandy, who was different from Monica, who was different from Faith Evans. Yeah, for the most part, those girls may have sung about similar things, but they put their own spin on those similar things, and therefore it made them unique, and they were all able to carve out their own fan base. But y'all, today, the R&B girls want to come out and play, and they are coming for the fan base of the female rappers like a Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B. And in order to obtain that fan base, they're acting just like those girls. And the main audience that people are trying to cater to is the city girl audience. Now, I said this in my previous video, the city girls got like way bigger than what I thought they were going to be. Like, whether you guys want to admit it or not, the city girls right now are a cultural phenomenon. They really are. I think I butchered that word. Phenomenon. But the city girls are now a cultural phenomenon, and I keep butchering that word. The city girls are big. They're big as hell, and therefore a lot of people want to obtain that fan base because it equates to dollar signs and record sales. And the reason why the R&B girls of today are coming for, you know, the rap girls fan bases is because R&B is just literally on the back burner, you guys. It's on the complete back burner. And granted, I don't know how it's on the back burner because I feel, well, you know, I speak for me, and I feel like I speak for a lot of people. I feel like we collectively are starved for some really good R&B music, especially R&B music that's about love and not low vibrational BS. Like, no shade to Summer Walker, I love Summer Walker, but her R&B music caters to that low vibrational BS market, and therefore she is pushed to the forefront because the music industry wants to push low vibrations on black people. But it's also the sheer fact R&B is taking a back burner to rap because, for one, rap is like the easiest thing to enter. Like, we gotta keep it real. Like, rap is the easiest market for any social media influencer or anybody trying to come up in this world to get into, especially when you get a good team behind you. You don't even have to write your raps. Like a lot of these artists, female and male, do not write their raps. You know, the females just get the most flack. It's sad to say, but back in the day when it came to rap, you actually really had to have like some sheer raw talent. Like, you had to come up with some rhymes on your own time, from your own mind. But these days, you just gotta get a good BBL, a nice wig, hop on the mic, hop in the studio, and then you will have some man that's basically a trick write some raps for you. And it's a really sad sight to see, but like I just said earlier, like, the industry is only going to push what sells, and right now it's nothing but low vibrational spells. Like, that is what is going to get pushed up the algorithm and pushed up the Billboard charts. That's why Summer Walker is really thriving right now, because, you know, even though she's writing music like from her experiences, but we got to keep it real. Summer Walker is a bird. She is a bird. She's a songbird, but she's a bird nonetheless. And her music speaks to all the low vibrational birds of the world. Now, don't get me wrong when I say this. Her music is good. I listen to her music every single day, but her music speaks to that inner bird, like that inner, like, F this dude, F this, F that. Let's fuck niggas get money, basically. Like that's what her music speaks to. Like, it speaks to everybody's inner ratchet bird. Back in the day, her music wouldn't have gotten any play, but today her music is not seen as absurd. It's seen as the word. She speaks to all the birds. So therefore, they push music like Summer Walker to the forefront. A lot of R&B girls, in order for them to keep up with Summer Walker and also the rap girls, they literally strayed from making music that was true to them to making music that caters to a more low vibrational audience. And in doing that, I want to talk about 3 artists that have literally shifted themselves into a very low vibrational state in order for them to survive and thrive in the music space. Now, in my opinion, the first culprit of this shift was Jasmine Sullivan. Now, when I tell you guys I love Jasmine Sullivan, I loved her since day one when she came out with I Need You Bad featuring Missy Elliott, who produced the song. Baby, the vocals and the message was strong. Like, I just knew that this girl was going to be around for long. Now, Jasmine went through a lot of stuff in the industry. You know, colorism, fat phobia, you name it. Her not being, like, aesthetically pleasing to the male gaze, like when she first came out. That was like a factor against her within the industry, but nobody could deny the vocal ability and also the ability to deliver a song with a message. Like, nobody could deny that sheer talent from Jasmine Sullivan. And baby, things got even better when she came out with her album Reality Show, which was her second album, and which is my favorite album. Reality Show, when I tell you guys, no skips. No skips at all. Like, one of the best R&B albums to ever come out. I remember when that album first came out, like, it came out in 2015, but I was late to it. I listened to it in 2016 and I was just amazed and flabbergasted as to how this album right here did not get a Grammy. One thing the album had was balance. It was well balanced. There were songs about her being a pick-me, songs about, you know, the negative side effects of basically being a city girl Instagram thought. The songs about her, like, basically, like, being cheated on and betrayed by her man, but also songs about her loving her man and cooking for her man and cleaning for her man. Like, it was a very well balanced album that went through like an abundance of emotions. But that album remained grossly underrated, and then she kind of like had to take a step back from the industry for a little bit. And then she came back and there was like a sudden shift. You know, she lost weight, allegedly bleached her skin. Now, bam, she's one of the music girls ready to be taken seriously. And she came out with her album Hotels. Now, you guys, a lot of you girls and possibly gays may love Hotels, but in my opinion, I just wasn't really getting jiggy with that shit. Like, I understand that album was all about female liberation, but in my opinion, you guys, I just was not getting jiggy with it because I felt like it was just adding to that low vibrational landscape. Like, the only songs that I liked from it was Put On Your Feelings. And I like that one interlude from Ari Lennox, who she basically talked about how she was sleeping with a married man who was very prominent in the industry.
If this ever came out, who it was, you would be like, bitch, do you know what Google says? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But I also know what that dick said.
But other than that, y'all, I just was not really vibing with that album because it felt like Jasmine was kind of like reducing herself in order to uplift herself within the music industry. Like, I seriously feel like Jasmine dumbed down her content for a more like easier, accessible audience, which is the people that listen to music but don't really want to think. You know, that's what the Hotels was for. Like, it wasn't really music that made you really like think and connect on an emotional level unless you were like a low vibrational bird. But the crazy thing is that was the album that got her Grammy. You know, even though she like deserved a Grammy for all of the hard work she's put in and her sheer raw talent and accolades. Like, granted, if Jasmine Sullivan was a white woman, she for sure would have had a Grammy. I mean, look at Adele. But baby, it's like you had to sell a little piece of yourself to hell in order for you to get upheld within this industry. And baby, I just wasn't a fan of hotels. I just wasn't, and it really like spoke to like how low you need to go, or like the fact that you can go just a little low in order for you to be pushed at the forefront of this show. The next culprit of this shift is Chloe Bailey. Now, you guys, I got a lot of flack in the past for talking about Chloe Bailey, mainly because I was speaking the truth. Like, literally every single thing that I've said about Chloe Bailey in the past has come to pass. Chloe Bailey is immensely talented, can sing, can dance, she's drop dead gorgeous, you name it. But the reason why she is flopping right now is because she is catering to a market that does not fuck with her. With Chloe Bailey's talent, she could literally get on stage in a beautiful ball gown, sing her heart out, and then bam, just clean up, just clean the fuck up. All the Grammys, all the awards, all the accolades, you name it. But Chloe is trying to be Megan Thee Stallion, and that is why her career is flopping. Now, y'all, bear with me because I was scrolling on Facebook one day, and this guy by the name of Wilbert Cordell Carzamore, shout out to you if you watch this channel, he made a quote and summed up perfectly exactly why Chloe Bailey is flopping. So, Mr. Wilbert went on to say, I think the problem Chloe is facing is that she wishes she had an audience that she doesn't have. Because Chloe X Halle made music from the perspective of young women who had some sense. And they were signed to Beyonce and had supportive parents. They both ended up garnering a fan base of people who have sense. Chloe, however, wants desperately to tap into the we don't have sense market. But the no sense audience has already dubbed her lame because she appears to have sense. So she has an audience full of people who want to see her win and want to see her make music from the perspective of a self-actualized young woman with some kind of self-esteem. But because she wants the audience of people who love toxic relationships and watch Zeus Network all day, she releases music about happily getting cheated on and standing by her man. She releases music about cheating back after she is cheated on. She makes songs with the known abuser Chris Brown and known womanizer Future because the audience she wants are the people who thrive in chaos and dysfunction. But the chaos audience already doesn't like her. So all she ends up doing is making music that her actual audience doesn't really connect to, and that her desired audience doesn't want to hear from her. If Saweetie and Summer Walker made Cheat Back, it would be a hit. But from Chloe, it's just like, girl, what is you doing? I tried to listen to her album, and a song started with her speaking, have you ever wondered who else your man is fucking? And I knew this was not the album for me. I do hope that the Chaos Legion from Zeus Network starts to believe that she is actually as toxic as they are so that she can have the audience that she actually wants though. Still wish her the best of luck. Now you guys, I must say he summed that up perfectly in my opinion. He literally summed up every single thing that I thought about the unclear direction of her career, because it's like she's there but she's not here. Back when her album came out, I was gonna do a review on it, but baby, I couldn't even finish it. I gotta keep it real with you guys. Like, I just could not finish the album. I made it maybe through like the first 3 or 4 songs and I just had to completely turn it off. And then on top of that, I didn't want to roast her because, you know, she's already going through a lot. You have a lot of people, like she has a lot of people coming at her, and I didn't want to add to the people coming at her. But at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. Like, girl, like you were trying to enter this lane that does not have your name. It does not have your name on it, girl. Like, you are trying to be a city girl when you can really just be yourself. And y'all, the last culprit of this R&B girl to city girl shift is Janelle Monae. Now, if you guys don't know who Janelle Monae is, she first hit the scene looking like James Brown's daughter with her hit song, The Tightrope. Like, she was just out there just dancing And for the most part, homegirl stayed covered up with an Elvis haircut. I mean, to be honest with you guys, when she first hit the scene, I thought homegirl was a stud lesbian. Like, I thought she was the softest of the studs. I thought she was a cover girl stud. I thought she was the queen of the studs. A stud nonetheless. And baby, she proved me right when she entered a lesbian relationship with Tessa Thompson. A lot of people forget about that, but they were like one of the few like black, like, you know, black on black gay couples in Hollywood. But I noticed a shift when she was at the Oscar Awards earlier this year, and she stepped out wearing a black tube top and a very like revealing orange skirt. She looked gorgeous, and she was finally showing some skin. But you guys, recently she has taken it way overboard. Y'all, Janelle Monae is currently under fire for exposing her pretty titty at AuntieCon, aka the Essence Festival. Like, she was singing her hit song, Yoga. That's the song that she has with Jadena. Actually, I think that's Jadena's song. It was on his album. But she was performing that song, and then, bam, titty. Y'all, when she did that, me, including India.Arie and Uncle Luke, of all people, called her out and was just like, girl, what is you doing? Like, this is not you. And then on top of that, with Janelle Monae, we saw her on display on Megan Thee Stallion's part of the show, twerking and like cheering on the girls twerking on stage. You know, her trying to insert herself in that rapper city girl lane. Y'all, I'm not going to read the quote, but I'm going to put it on the screen. But basically, in lame nigga terms, India.Arie went ahead and basically called out the R&B girls. Like, it wasn't even just directed at Janelle Monae. It was directed at all the R&B girls, because why is this ratchetry and debauchery being pushed to the forefront, especially in the R&B girl space? Like, every girl is the same these days. Borderline hoe. Like, girl, you know that you were acting out of character and out of pocket when Uncle Luke, of all people, from 2 Live Crew, is calling out you. Mr. Doodoo Brown found your actions profound. And girl, I did too. Like, you acting like a fool, girl. Like, Janelle Monae is immensely talented. Immensely talented. Sing, rap, act, model, mogul, you name it. But yet you're on stage showing your titty on purpose. Not on accident like Janet. On purpose. And it's gotten to a point, y'all, where it's like, where... Not even... You know, I think this is bigger than music. Where is the world headed? Where the fuck are we headed? Where are we headed? Now, granted, you guys, like, you may write me off as a prude. All you new people may think I'm prudish. No, I'm not. I like a balance. Like, I'm a classy individual who likes ratchet shit every now and then. Sprinkled in. Every now and then. But we're in the day and age where everything is ratchet. Everything is uncouth. Professionalism doesn't exist anymore. Being classy is now seen as a chore. Not even a chore, a complete bore. It's boring to be classy. In order to be fun, you gotta like hop on the table and twerk in front of a whole entire audience. Like, and you have to be borderline a hoe, swing both ways in order for your music to get played. Like, this is the shift that we're in. And I'm just like, you guys, when are we going to shift out of this shit and go back to normalcy and balance? Like, y'all, I may be going on a tangent, but Azalea Banks in her Breakfast Club interview a few years ago really pointed out that back in the day when Solange dropped A Seat at the Table and then Beyonce dropped Lemonade, it felt like for once we as black people were all on one accord, starting to really vibrate on a higher scale. But baby, when the music industry caught wind to that, they had to push somebody in the forefront that would dispel all of that. And, you know, not to shame this girl, but Cardi B was the one that came out, and ever since then we have been vibrating low down into the damn gutter. But I'm not gonna hold y'all for long. Baby, let me know what you guys think about this whole entire scenario of the R&B girls trying to party and parlay with the rap girls and especially become city girls. But those are my views. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna come back at you guys with some more content.